Welcome to the Pulse of East Providence with Mayor Bob DaSilva. This is our second episode, and we've launched this program as a way to communicate with our community about some of the great events going on around East Providence and some of the initiatives that are affecting our community. Today I have a special guest, East Providence resident Matt Vianna, who is a veteran and has been working to make veterans' lives a little bit better. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Bob.
Matt, this is the second year that you've got a really wonderful event going on at Pierce, the Veterans Expo and Job Fair. Can you tell us about the Veterans Expo and Job Fair?
So, I mean, we've been rock solid trying to get it all planned up and getting the vendors logged. Right now, we have about 48 vendors that are registered. We have 3 sponsors this year. We have U.S. Bank, we have CBS, and then we have General Dynamics, our electric boat.
Wow.
So
Nice.
we're excited to have them part of it. Our job fair is going to be tremendous. So if anyone knows of a veteran that needs employment or needs to know of a different avenue, we're going to have a lot of resources on the field, and we're super excited about it.
Now, last year was your first year doing this,
Yes, sir.
and I had the pleasure of attending, and I saw that you had an incredible amount of people there, not only vendors, and when we're talking about vendors, we're talking about people who are looking to hopefully employ veterans.
Yes, sir.
And this year we hope to make it even bigger and better.
So Roger Williams Park Zoo actually hired 17 veterans off the field last year.
Really?
It was amazing.
That is wonderful.
We had a Korean War vet get a welcome home bonus he didn't even know he had. So he had a check off the field for $1,500 he didn't even know he received.
So not only are you trying to team up veterans with potential employers, but there's also service providers, whether they're from the state or other service providers that can help veterans connect with benefits that they may not know that they're entitled to, correct?
And this is the important piece of this day. So on the field, we have just about every resource that's available to a Rhode Island resident for veterans. Furniture, housing, service dogs, mobility mechanics are on the field. Welcome home bonuses, Social Security, Medicare. There's going to be claim reps on the field this day that are going to do claim work if we need to. The Warwick Vet Center is amazing, and Justin Charon down there, the trailer is going to be back up. We did 18 impromptu therapy sessions for veterans that needed therapy.
Wow.
But they were homeless and didn't know how to reach out.
Now this is open for veterans throughout the state, not just for East Providence veterans.
All the 50,000 veterans that are in the state, I welcome them down. We're going to provide lunch for every veteran. We're going to provide lunch for everyone. It's a way for us to give back, but also try to get the benefits with the veteran that needs it. There's a lot of resources out there that veterans don't know about because they don't know who to call, and the phones are overwhelmed. So it's just getting those resources to the people that need those resources.
Now you're doing a wonderful thing for our veteran community. Tell us the team that you're working with. It's a wonderful team.
I love my committee, I really do, and I'm blessed with a committee that extends far beyond the Elks. My committee within the Elks,
East Providence Elks.
East
located in
Providence
East Providence.
Elks.
Yeah.
I'm also the East District Chair for the Elks Lodge in Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
But my committee is amazing. I got my wife Christine that sits on there, Barbara Sylvia. I'm losing 2 this year. They're moving to Florida, but I wish them well.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of veterans that sit on the committee, so they understand and they get it. The way we look at it is our oath never expired. Our enlistment did, but never the oath. And so our motto is you don't leave a brother behind. And so it's never going to happen in my watch.
Tell me about yourself. I know you yourself are a veteran, and you have a story. I know you've told it. Tell me the story.
All right, so recently turned 50, so I'm now old.
Don't say
AARP
that.
member.
Yes, I'm 54. Thank you for reminding me of my age, and we're getting there, right?
But I enlisted because of my grandfather. My grandfather had parental consent on me. I had a baseball scholarship to UCal Fulton. I thought I was going pro. Mm-hmm. And he knew I'd squander that opportunity, so he took me to a recruiting office. And I signed on the dotted line at the age of 17. I laughed at the recruiter, and my grandfather signed on underneath. And next thing you know, I was in boot camp.
What branch did you join?
I was U.S. Army.
U.S. Army.
So I got out of boot camp in AIT, and then went airborne and got my airborne training in. And then I got assigned to Luxembourg, Germany, was my first duty station. About 2 months in, we got deployed to Iraq for the initial Gulf. 17 years old, turning 18 in country, and growing up the hard way. Saw a lot of things, grew up really fast, and got out in '95. Got a couple of citations during my service, got banged up a little bit, but we all do. And the way I look at it is the drive to better the lives of our veterans is my priority. That's my passion. And I'll do anything I can to better the life of a veteran out there.
Now, in life, we need a good partner, right? And your wife is always there by your side. Sometimes she has to tell you to slow down because you're always going a little bit fast.
Tell me
about your wife.
I have my best friend, my wife of coming up on 5 years.
Yeah.
Just my everything. She keeps me balanced. She keeps me grounded, and she knows my triggers on my PTSD, and it's important to have that.
What's her name?
Christine.
Christine.
Yeah. Can't miss her. Red Mohawk. She'll be on the field.
She's wonderful. She's wonderful, and you do have a wonderful team coming together, supporting you. I know Bill McMahon is part of the team. He's a city employee.
Absolutely.
And we are very fortunate to have the East Providence Elks right here in East Providence, and have you, an East Providence resident, running this incredible job fair. And during this show, we're going to show some of the photos of last year.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I did not know that Roger Williams Zoo hired 17 veterans, which is incredible. How many veterans did you get through the door last year? Do you remember?
247, I believe the final count was.
247 veterans.
Sure.
247 lives that you try to make just a little bit better. We hope that most of them took advantage of the resources that you made available to them.
Oh, it was amazing. I think the World Vet Center signed in 197 veterans for services that day.
Wow.
Just cranking in numbers, and that's the important part.
Yeah.
So not only in Rhode Island are we trying to do this, but I'm working with federal legislators, with David Cicilline's office out in DC, and working with his legislation team, trying to bring a homeless solution to Rhode Island. And that's why we did the Rucking for Roofs event in November on Veterans Day.
Tell us about the Rucking for Roofs, because I was going to bring that up.
So Dan Lapore from Vets Incorporated and myself had a conversation in his office earlier in the year. And it was almost like a challenge. You should do a walk. And I says, okay, how far should I walk? And so it was from Newport to East Providence. Well, we had originally clocked that at 27.5 miles. It ended up being 29.3.
Wow.
We left the Newport Elks Lodge in Newport by the Viking at around 6:45, and I got to East Providence around 4:15.
Wow.
Amazing turnout.
That's a long, and you did the whole thing.
I did.
You did the whole thing.
There was 17 of us that walked entirely. Beyond the Battle was in Lodge, Justin from the World Vet Center. We had a lot of influential people that all get together for the same cause. And that's important that you have that, because there's strength in numbers.
We're doing that again this year?
Absolutely.
Where should people look to find information about this event?
So we kind of put the word out late last year,
Yeah.
because we started late.
Okay.
I remember walking down West Main Road, and we had people honking and saluting us and just applauding us as we came down. So we come all the way down West Main Road. We hit Bristol Ferry Road, and then we can't walk over the bridge, so we have transport over the bridge. And then we walk solid from Bristol onto the bike path, and we're all the way down the bike path until we cross over by Lyons.
And you guys finished off
at the East Providence Elks Lodge.
East Providence Elks Lodge. Now, if people want to get involved, or they want to learn more about the Veterans Expo and Job Fair, or even the Rucking for Roofs event, is there a website that they can look at?
Well, I'm going to mess this up because we just launched this. So,
Okay, all right.
I believe it's eplks.org.
eplks.org. Let me write that down. eplks.org, and we'll look that up, and we'll put whatever the correct website is on the broadcast. Listen, you're doing great work. You're supporting both the veterans and their families with what you do.
Yes.
I really can't wait to see this year even eclipse what you did last year. Let's try for 400 veterans, hopefully, or more, you know?
Well, I mean, we have the DAV coming in, and they put a letter out to all their constituents, and their veterans that they are doing claim service with. So that went out to 25,000 veterans.
Okay.
So if I can get a glimpse of that, it's just more veterans' lives that we can possibly change. And if we can change one, it makes that day worth it.
I would venture to say that with last year's event and the Rucking for Roofs event that you and your team have put together, you have impacted people's lives. I mean, just the fact that one employer hired 17 veterans from that one event, that's incredible. Hopefully we'll hire more, we'll get more people connected with services. I want to thank you for all you're doing. Any last words, anything you want to share with the public? This is the opportunity.
Get involved. And if you have any questions on how to get involved, please contact me. I'll get you all my contact information you can put out. Just come see us on the field. I know the Legion, the DAV, and the VFW are looking for membership. We're always accepting people into the Elks. It's super easy to get involved. We do a lot in the community, not just with veterans, but with senior services and special needs. And the 365 event in Warwick, if you ever heard of it, that's what Elks do all the time. So I'm super proud to be a part of it.
So May 20th at Pierce Memorial Stadium in East Providence. What time does it start?
It starts at 9 o'clock. National Anthem will be at noon. Okay. And it's going to go until 4. It may end a little bit earlier, but I want to make sure that it's open for if a vet needs it.
9 a.m. till 4 p.m. If someone needs a ride, how do they connect with you?
Well, the city's been amazing to us, and I'm very thankful for the city's cooperation and level of enticement that they've given. So we have 2 city vans that are going to travel out. They're going to pick up veterans that need a ride. If they need a ride, they can go down to the Warwick Vet Center on Warwick Avenue, or they can go to the Providence VA campus, and we'll be circling runs back and forth.
Wonderful. Matt, I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for what you do for our community. That's what makes East Providence a great place to live in. People like you making a difference in people's lives. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back with our next guest, who is, by the way, Daniel Lapore, who you heard Matt mention earlier. He's with Veterans, Inc., and they provide a lot of great services to our people here in our community, our veterans. And they are located right here in East Providence. So we'll see you back in a second.
Good job. Good.
We have momentum. We have momentum.
Welcome back to the Pulse of East Providence with Mayor Bob DaSilva. My next guest works with veterans, and he's been working with them quite some time. Daniel Lapore is with Veterans, Inc., which is located right here in East Providence. A lot of people don't know that. And I want to have you share with the community some of the great services you provide, sure, and how easy it is to get in contact with you and really to connect veterans with services. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for this. This is pretty wild to have a mayor so involved in the community. We don't see that a lot, and I think it's really important for the community to understand what services are out there for the citizens, and this is great.
Well, you know, I really certainly appreciate everything you do for our community. I know I just had Matt Vianna on, and Matt told me that he's been very much in contact with you. He's got the great Veterans Expo coming up and Job Fair, but you've been doing this for a while now.
Correct.
Tell us about, first of all, why don't we start off with telling us about your background in history?
My background in history. So I've been doing the social work field for about 15 years now. Been at Veterans Inc. for 5 years. I was up in Worcester where our headquarters is. So Veterans Inc. has been around for over 30 years. We are the largest provider of veteran services throughout New England. Over 95,000 veterans we serviced in those 30 years. So we have a location in every single state. So any state you live in New England, you can get services. We're also out in Montana and North Dakota.
Wow.
But more importantly, here in East Providence, it's all about community, what we do for the community and the veterans. And our team is beyond phenomenal.
I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of your team. You are located on Waterman Avenue. Can you share the address with people?
It's 860A Waterman Ave, Suite 6.
Okay.
Right on the corner. Come on in anytime you want.
The corner of Commercial Way and Waterman Avenue.
Correct.
And what is your website?
Veteransinc.org.
Veterans
We
Inc.
just redid it. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. All right. Well, tell us about some of the services. I mean, I know you've got a lot of things that you do for our veterans, but tell us about some of the employment and housing and outreach that you do in the community.
So for East Providence purposes, we have a couple different variety of services. I'll list them all off and then go over them. We do employment, we do housing, we do VA benefits, as well as we do financial assistance. So at City of East Providence, this is the only city that we actually have a benefits specialist grant. So the City of East Providence, if you are a veteran, you can come to our office and get benefit specialist advisory. Great companionship we have with them. So right now we go to the City of East Providence Senior Center, Mondays from 10 to 12. If you're ever around, come on in and we can work with you for your VA benefits.
And that's a great partnership. I know you partnered with Laura Jones, who was our Senior Services Director.
That's correct.
To bring your brand of services and your ability to connect people with benefits right to our senior population. And a lot of those seniors are veterans, and they come to the East Providence Senior Center. So that's another easy to find resource. Mm-hmm. If you're a senior, you know where the senior center is located. You can come in and visit with Dan and his people on, what day is it?
Mondays, 10 to 12.
Mondays, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then after the meeting, there's a great opportunity for lunch. Very affordable lunch there.
Absolutely. And billiards, too.
And billiards, that's right. We have a great veterans community here in the City of East Providence. So we are really grateful for all that you do. Tell me about some of the other things that you're doing. I understand you have this, the 18th annual stand down. Explain that to me.
Sure. Do you know what a stand down really means?
You can explain it to me.
Sure. So stand down, when the military goes down and the military members are released into the wild, I like to call it, transitioning back into civilian life, we have stand down events for those veterans to come on in, get free surplus, health services, employment providers. We had over 50 employers there at Employment 10. We have over 60 providers there, from healthcare, eye care, ear care, acupuncture. So it's on Grove Street in Worcester, Massachusetts, our 18th annual on June 23rd.
Okay.
We shut down Grove Street. We had over 500 veterans show up. This year probably bigger because last year was the first year before, with the pandemic finally starting to get over with. So more people are probably going to come on out.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I mean, so if people want to give you a call, what's the phone number that they can call you at?
So they can call us on a 1-800 number that we have on our website. Okay. Or if you want to, you can post my phone number as well. I always answer my phone or text message or email. Give me a call and I'll be more than happy to help you out.
And you're going to be at the event on May 20th at Pierce?
I am. Matt's wild. Part of what I do is employment and training. So we're always out in the community working with partners. And Matt's team has been phenomenal. And they've been a big spearhead for getting us more services in the City of East Providence, working together. He had this idea of a vet expo and it just took off. It's really wild, and to see it last year, you were on Facebook Live, it was
He really
awesome.
did a great job with that.
He did.
Him and his team, I mean, he's got a great team of people with the Elks, but also you and everybody else who came together to make it a success.
It was a team, and that's one thing about Veterans Inc. We're a team. We work together. We don't like take the limelight. We work with the community, and as Matt said, we all work together. We have one mission.
Most of the people that work at Veterans Inc. are also veterans themselves.
Most of them are, correct.
I'm
not. I have family members who were.
Family members, okay.
Down the line, if you want to hear a story, I have a great story about why I do what I do.
Tell us.
So part of my job, this is a good icebreaker for you. Call of Duty, the video game.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard, yes.
They actually have an endowment, Call of Duty Endowment, which is designed for post 9/11 veterans looking for employment training services. So I go to some of the military bases and explain to them, if it wasn't for the Army, I wouldn't be here right now. Back in World War II, a small little town north of France, the German Army took over the house. This wife and 3 children and husband were held hostage by the Germans. So happened that this army, the Yankee division, came in and liberated their town. Come to find out, my grandfather and grandmother met at a little gala after.
Really?
So if it wasn't for the Army, I wouldn't be here right now.
No kidding.
And this is my way of giving back. I like to tell this story and say why I love what I do. My other grandfather was in Normandy, D-Day, first wave. So it's my way of giving back. I enjoy what I do. It's the most gratifying job because people come to us asking for help. Other way around is we don't go to them. And get to work with individuals such as yourselves in the cities and towns, and it's wonderful.
Dan, listen, I think that's a remarkable story, and it's stories like those that really, there's not many people out there that are not connected to a veteran in one way or another.
Correct.
You know, through either service themselves or family, close family, could be grandparents or great-grand uncles. But there are a lot of people connected to our veteran community, and it's nice to see that right here in East Providence, we have Veterans Inc., located, give me that address again?
860A Waterman Ave, Suite 6.
Suite 6. And there's a lot of benefits that veterans are not aware that they're entitled to.
Correct.
And it's great to see that you are there to do that for them. Now, I wanted to ask you about the Veterans Expo that Matt spoke about earlier. 247 people last year. How can we help get the word out to get more people out there?
Everybody knows that, as you said. Everybody knows somebody who's a veteran.
Yeah.
Tell them to come on down. It's a great experience. Some more providers are coming this year that weren't there last year. It's all about getting your name out there. It's a lot of fun. It's an event for families, for friends. Just come on down, check it out, because you don't realize how much of an impact it's going to be on the veteran community to spread the word. May
20th at Pierce Memorial Field. Don't forget, you'll come down, you can meet Daniel just in person. You'll be there, Daniel,
Yep.
right? And Matt and his team will be there. Now, another great event we have coming up in East Providence is, it's a more somber event, but it's an event that we take great pride in. Memorial Day Parade, which is coming up. We just want to let the public know that on May 29th, step off will be from the old Oldham School on Boats Point Avenue. So we hope that anybody who wants to participate is welcome to show up in March in Memorial Day to support those veterans who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Dan, before we go, are there any other last minute things you want to share with the public?
If you know a veteran or if you are a veteran yourself, don't wait. We're here to help. Even if you don't qualify for our services, we can listen to you and provide services to the people who need it. Don't wait. Call us up. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I tell everybody, just come talk to us. Even if you don't want any services, just want to come and hang out, grab a cup of coffee with us, watch some TV, just to hang out. Because sometimes family members, friends don't understand why the crack of thunder set somebody off or why you're having a bad day. We understand. We're a neutral party. We're not here to tell you what to do, not to do. Just come and talk to us.
So I did have the ability to tour your facility. It's beautiful. What are some of the people that you have working there now, so that we can share with the public, so they know if they show up, I'm going to have access to this or that? What do you have? What's your staff look like right now?
Right now, we have, I believe there's 6 of us in the office.
Yeah.
We have 4 case managers who do housing. So if you want to come on down, see if you qualify for SSVF services, you have to be homeless or at risk of homelessness, as well as you have to meet veteran status. So veteran status is 1 day of active service time.
Okay.
So whether it be federal activated or not.
Okay.
As well as you have an employment training and benefits.
Okay, that's wonderful. And as far as the employment, how do you try to connect veterans with job opportunities?
I like to say to them, give me a wish list. Where do you want to work? Why do you want to work there? It's our name on the line, so we like to do advocating. I love calling up an employer and saying, do you need to hire somebody? Hire a veteran.
Yeah.
They're structured. They listen. They know how to do things. And it's my job to get them a job. So if you're looking for work, come on in. We'll help you out. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes a little time, but we'll help you out.
Wonderful. Listen, I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate everything that you and Matt and your whole entire team do for our veteran community. I just want to share with the community that on May 29th, stepping off from the old Oldham School at 10 a.m., the Memorial Day Parade in Riverside. If you're able to come and participate, all are welcome. And if you would like to just come by and stand on the sidelines and watch and support veterans and veterans' families, that'd be greatly appreciated. You just watched the Pulse of East Providence with Mayor Bob DaSilva, just another way for us to get information out to the community. We hope that you share this program with your friends, let them know about it, and we'll see you out there. Take care.